and welcome to the SmackDown review. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by another one, Dudley Borden from WhatCulture. It's review of this week's episode of SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review SmackDown, but also Raw, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, pay-per-views, premium live events, we have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week, complete with a bloody quiz, of course, on wrestling culture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to review this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And no wonder they are calling today Blue Monday after that show. Jeez, Christ, what a night.
It works like three different ways.
Yeah.
I'd salute them too hard. Not the old microphones, mic stand, because at this point, it doesn't feel enough to simply salute this, does it? Like, we have a much nicer studio than we used to. So if we stood up and ruined the vibe, it would feel like a backward step. But, like, I don't know, standing ovation. We just, just something else beyond the salute at this point.
It feels like it needs three big...
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
In honor of the 3 hours of SmackDown, which, as we've always said, is amazing.
The sweet spot. The 3 hour, 6 month sweet spot before they get bored in the summer and then make us all despise the brand to really rev
They
us
have
up.
a wacky summer as well.
Yeah. A smacky summer.
Nice.
Is that anything? I love this show. It was... Again, a theme, right? Not the hottest, I would say. This tour is a bit cooler than prior European tour TV tapings of the last few years. Sidge made a point on the Raw preview, which you can get wherever you get your podcasts, about how the crowds have gotten less performative.
Yeah.
Good thing, but they've also gotten a bit quieter in general with it, which theoretically should be a bad thing. You kind of assume, if the crowds are going a bit quieter. Well, I would argue they're entitled to react however the hell they want because they paid about like 500 quid to be there.
Yes.
And maybe they're sat there in a moment of like consideration, wondering how they're going to pay the bills for this evening of entertainment they've chosen to have. But I would argue that the product this time around is better than it was 12 months ago.
Yes.
I know you've told me before you kind of had to be there. But obviously, and people can go and check out, I'm going to try not to keep using this as an example, did a long-form, long-form review of my experience at the WWE house show in Newcastle, which people can check out on the...
Thanks for everyone's lovely comments on that, by the way.
Like, very grateful to the point where you can check out, like, a sort of shorter version of it just as its own video. If you haven't seen it yet, watch the whole SmackDown preview. It's good stuff. There's a world record attempt in that thing. I look an idiot. But it does feel as if the product that has landed on these shows, and continues on these shows, in fact, is better than it was a year ago. The
and
crowd
it's coming back to
isn't
these
as hot.
shows in June, as I saw.
Yeah.
May have immediately fired that into the Sweet Chin Disco group saying, any chance?
Is that Raw?
That's Raw, but it could be the Joe Odd Kid list for a European stint. There's a rumour of a clash in Rome.
Of course,
clash in Milan, I don't know. In Italy, PLE.
It's like they've completely messed with how the calendar used to be, haven't they? It used to be like, you can have your April slop and you can have your November slop and nothing of significance will happen and you'll bloody like it because we've already paid for these ginormous Union flags that sit there in space of the actual Titantron. Not anymore. Like, the shows will arrive when it makes most sense for WWE to run the cities, the continents, wherever. And if
no one's going to care in June, I'll be perfectly honest, but thanks for coming.
Well, you say that, right? But they've now got the King of the Ring re-established that runs into SummerSlam.
Yeah. I mean, I won't care in June.
Oh, you won't? Why not?
June and July is kind of important this year. It's combining two of our favourite things, America and football.
I keep forgetting it's a World Cup year.
Yeah.
Which I don't care about. I keep forgetting it's in America and Canada and Mexico, is it?
Yeah, I looked earlier on today because we were talking about it, trying to remember who's in England's group, and I looked where England are playing their games, by the way.
Don't tell me this. MetLife.
Correct. That's our last game against Panama.
It's another of our old haunts, isn't it? AT&T Stadium.
Bingo. First game.
And one of them isn't a Mania I've been to, so I don't care as much.
It's like a Massachusetts or something.
Yes.
Gillette Arena or something, I believe.
I'd love to go. Hit us
Gilles Wet Arena, as I like to call it.
the best a man can get. Hit us up, Gillette. I don't know why, but like, I'd love to go there.
I'm sure you would.
Because it's a state in America that I've not visited.
But yes, let's get on with this. Let's get on with the show because we see shots of London, England.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at Jack the Ripper might get you.
Watch, you don't slip on a jelly deal while checking the time on your watch, a.k.a. Big Ben.
How come every time you come around my London, that's Tower Bridge. We see a recap of SmackDown the previous week.
A good cut, letting on a deep one, is it? It's like, we'll get you for that, Fergie. Wrong bridge. Are you a Fergie fan?
I was literally singing along to Fergalicious this weekend.
Good.
Yeah.
That's
So delicious.
Asked and answered.
Yeah.
I liked Glamorous.
Yes.
You know, blouse. Makes me feel fancy when I listen to Glamorous.
3 stages of hell. That was last week. Big entrance for your new WWE champion. Love that. A line of bagpipe players. Out he walks, looking 10 feet tall, let's be perfectly honest. Gets a mic and says that he prayed for this and it happened. Fans chant, "You deserve it." He says, guys, it's been a rough couple of years in the UK, but maybe I can bring everybody together. Being the first and only British-born WWE champ. He talked about all the love and the support he's received in the past week. It's been overwhelming, Amphlett. He said, I've got one thing to say about that. Screw you. Nobody was there for me when I was fired or when Roman and the Bloodline was screwing me over and when CM Punk screwed me over. There's only one person I want to thank in all this, and that's me.
It's what he said and how he said it.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And then he turns his attention to Cody saying, by the way, Cody, no rematch. Put it in the contract. What was it he called it? The vanilla era is over.
Yeah.
The era of the dangerous and unpredictable Drew McIntyre. I feel like the namings need to be different there. I feel like one's got a slight edge over the other. The era of the dangerous and unpredictable Drew McIntyre was here. Bing bong, squeeze me. Here comes Randy Orton. Crowd obviously loved to see him in Wimbu. No, not.
Yeah, Wimbu Arena.
Ovu.
Is it the Uvu? No, is it?
Was that what they were?
I could have sworn they was calling it. Is that Uvu? Because I know they've had it previously, but is that sponsorship lapsed or something? Because I'm sure
I don't know.
Calling it Wimbu Arena.
Yeah. Anyway, he comes out.
I love Wimbu Arena because it reminds me of when they'd take over London there. Because there's like the hard camera points at fans and then like wall. It looks different.
Yeah.
I like it.
Drew was assumed, obviously,
It's
Randy
definitely
was.
people in the building. It's not like a dynamite sheet.
Drew said, I assume you're here to congratulate me, Randy. Orton said, no. But I want to remind you about the time you didn't kick my head through an announce table. You hesitated. I won't do that. And I'm going to take that title, courtesy of the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment, RKO. And then another, I'm not going to do it for this one because it's Jacob Fatu. His music hits and Drew's like, I've got to go. But he's frozen to the spot. Jacob jumps him and chases him through the crowd. And meanwhile, in the ring, the man whose year it is, The Miz snuck in and hit a skull-crushing finale on Randy because he was about to wrestle him.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Get a referee out there. Should have been 1, 2, 3 if you ask me. Yeah, love this. Like, what wasn't there to love? Drew McIntyre, you knew the, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't call you all assholes much sooner. You knew the little pivot was coming, the old figurative swinging of the hips. But I really liked his delivery of it.
Yeah.
He drew everybody in close for the for him, quite reserved, screw you. He wanted everybody in the back row to know what he was getting at. So he did and I'm not doing the wrestling bad guy promo here. I'm saying this for real. Like, screw you. It was me all on my own. And it's always been consistent with this Drew McIntyre character that's basically existed since Triple H. Since Vince McMahon resigned in disgrace and Triple H took over creative, this Drew has pretty much existed, hasn't it? Like, that was when, the summer of 2022, when he ran out of shots against Roman Reigns, and he kind of ran out of road in general as a babyface, and they started doing the wronged part. He had, because he had that, like, I think, all-time WWE match at WrestleMania 39 against Sheamus and Gunther.
Yeah.
So it was like there wasn't any more you could achieve with that babyface character. So it's been in the DNA of this entire boom era of WWE. And it was nice that, we've always said for years that Drew McIntyre deserves this stadium of people celebrating WWE champion. In the end, it was quite nice of this era of WWE getting to toast Drew McIntyre as WWE champion there. The full, packed, excited crowd, the bagpipes, the fact that SmackDown in the UK is now a relatively commonplace occurrence.
Yeah.
And big, important shows as well. Like, he's won the title on this tour and defended it on the tour and got to go to Glasgow with it and then celebrated it on TV. All of this has been centered within the last sort of week or so, and it doesn't feel out of place. This feels... Is it bigger? It maybe feels bigger than him winning it in the stadium. Like, because we used to try and manifest it for him as a babyface. Remember, like, WrestleMania 37 with Samoa Joe and the Poncho, and like, it wasn't even a full house, was it?
Yeah,
you couldn't do it because of COVID at the time. But even then, it was like, well, he beats Bobby, and then it's at least like a nice stadium setting and the WrestleMania opener. What that feels like a pissy waste of time compared to this, doesn't it? This was big time. And Drew, and I go both ways on Drew McIntyre. I like him a lot, but I think like the reason why he was so great in the CM Punk feud was because his level was to be this heel that almost feels like he should be in the main event, but then when he hangs with an actual main event, you kind of see the difference. It's quite nice that he's won it like that. And I love that he doesn't have to sell himself short, even in the UK. I love how he can continue to be the heel character. I think some of it was done to try and help out Cody Rhodes, and we can debate how well that worked later on in the night. But he gets to go back to America without any of the character compromise. They gave him an entrance, and he took himself to the front row to do that. Yeah, I did it like that. But it was all in service of their and F you too. I like home run. Welcome to Friday Night Smack, Drew. Like not the easiest one to cut, and he did it in the pandemic, and he's done it again here.
I liked the aspect of his character that we saw a little bit immediately after the match we're about to talk about, where he was running scaled through the back when Ilja Dragunov was like, I'm going to come and beat you for that title. And he was like, yeah, whatever. You've seen Jacob Fatu anywhere. But also, by the way, if you fight me, I'll kick your teeth down your throat.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll kick your ass, but also don't tell Jacob where I am.
He never gives in any ground, does he? Like, you're right. He's kind of running, cradling the belt for the night on SmackDown. And then, I know we're jumping ahead, but it's the Sami Zayn one, isn't it? He's like, well, I've got you. Like, he's picking him up on that promo that Sami cut last week, where I was like, I'd quite like Cody to win. And he's like, and Sami's, well, just because you've got the belt, I can still beat you. He's like, and nice three, I've beaten you 11 times. Just having this stat in the front
and
of
now he's suddenly confident because Jacob Fatu's been carried away by security.
Yeah.
Just double check. He still has security, right? Right, good. Let me get the data out right now.
I've got the numbers on you, that kind of thing. A very good night for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. And then we got our first of 4 really enjoyable and varied number 1 contenders qualifying matches for that 4-way at Saturday night's main event. It was The Miz.
Hoorah!
Versus Randy Orton. The Miz already in control when we come back from the break, because before the break, he literally hit his finish on an unsuspecting Randy Orton. He gets his signature DDT for a 2 when we come back. Orton wants to backdrop him on the announce table. The Miz is not having any of that. Does it to him instead. But Orton comes back with a lariat, power slam. Orton looks like he's going to hit him with a draping DDT, but Miz gets out of it. But this time around, Orton does get him with a backdrop on the table. And again, go on then, and again a third time.
You could see on that third one, like Orton's like buzzing off the crowd, and he just kind of goes, one more. No.
Yeah. It's not me that's saying it. They're saying it, mate. It looks like Orton's got the match all wrapped up. He hits that draping DDT, sets up for an RKO. Counter, though, skull-crushing finale from Miz, but he only gets a 2 count. Wants another one, the third one of the night. Orton escapes. RKO, 1, 2, 3.
Good match placement. This was a Miz and Randy Orton match that they could work in their sleep with a couple of like add-ons, such as the improvised through the table. I liked there was a point where Orton was setting up for the draping DDT, and they left like a pregnant pause because of the position that he was coming in from was a bit unnatural, and it gave the fans the chance to get excited and come off the chairs. Like, we're doing it now. There's that lovely ripple of realization when they realize what they're setting up for. It's really hard to pick at a Randy Orton Miz match because it's like that the old JBL thing we used to all take the piss out of. If you could build a sports entertainment match from the ground up, it's Randy Orton versus The Miz, isn't it? I've been in person for probably the most historic of the lot when The Miz beat him for the title. This was far more energetically worked, though, because it was, if there are two wrestlers in their little black trunks and boots that you've seen a million times go around the horn or whatever, that you only really love if you kind of a fed weirdo like me with The Miz, or you're the kind of these modern WWE audiences that really receive Randy Orton as like they kind of remind me of like how people used to receive The Undertaker. This top babyface who's suspiciously jacked and you're glad to be in the presence of. You know, like, there's not much meat on the bones match-wise, but the people came out for the stars and got two of them here. Miz in the old updated black and gold trunks. I like he's still shooting for a title in the year of The Miz. He's not giving up on this dream just because it's mid-January and he's won nothing, and nor are we.
He'll be lucky to be in the Rumble, yeah.
Yeah, might not go his way, but we're going to root for him right the way to December 31st. I want him, just because, you know, we know WWE are always listening. Like, let's get on the road to that last Saturday night's main event of the year and he gets a WWE title shot or something.
Or NXT Deadline.
NXT Deadline? He could be the Iron Survivor. Ends the year on a high and we can pretend that we knew all along. Perfect.
So then we got the Drew and Ilja bit, and then we got a promo from the Wyatt Sicks because they're missing their lantern. And
I like this, by the way, and I'm going to back this in a second.
Me too.
Right, good.
The lantern was never meant to be a weapon, says Bo Dallas. He carried the lantern in the dark, so the dark didn't carry them. Whatever, it's in the hands of someone better now, who cares? And they're going to get it back or whatever. Good luck. Let's see you try.
Where should we talk about the lantern? Should we talk about the lantern? The match makes more sense, doesn't it? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also verbatim written out Solo's thing. Obviously, I've sort of cliff noted there.
Thank you.
Then we're back with Charlotte Flair's returned.
I tried to write it verbatim to you in the text I sent it while I was watching live, but I only had one hand free. So.
I genuinely was like, don't say anything else. Don't spoil it.
Stop it there.
Charlotte Flair's back with Alexa Bliss. And Alexa's a bit like, how sick were you last week? And she was like, yeah, that's how sick I was. All right, mate. Just say.
You're one of them people that if somebody makes that,
that.
Yeah,
I love it.
I don't believe it. But my wife swears blind that if like she starts hearing that noise and people start doing it. You know, the jackass skit where people drink all the milk and then the sick is making the... Because my stomach doesn't react that way, I guess I just assume all human beings are built exactly the same. Like that noise. Well, not a groan tube. That was more like... But the sick noise, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
I think it's really funny when I hear someone being sick.
I think it's, But my wife swears blind, so she cannot be around it, but I don't believe you. I think you're putting on.
But yeah, she's like, "Were you really sick?" She was like, "Yes." And also, never mind that, you're getting title shots or title opportunities or steps to get to one, I suppose, whilst I'm not here. I never did that for you when you weren't here or anything like that.
Yeah.
They're still good mates. And even though Nia Jackson didn't come in and go, you should probably split. We tried it with the other one, but you should probably split from her.
What are we doing here, right? Because they're turning up the gas a bit again on Alexa and Charlotte potentially splitting up, where it feels as though everybody's coming to the agreement that this is the best role for them forever.
They should. I've said, when they joined, didn't we? I said, well, I'll keep them like this until next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Don't do this at WrestleMania.
What a perfect fit they are in this tag division. You've got like a certain minimum floor for the quality of the matches. They're over, they're stars. People respect them at this point. They've been at it so long. Just like, I don't, if it's a singles match, you're almost a bit like, yeah, so what? Yeah. Like, at a push, you could do the payoff at a Saturday night's main event. Nothing feels like it would be. It would need, the way WWE book the women, like, underserves them as it is, so it would need a belt in it, and I wouldn't say any of these should be near a singles title right now. Multi-woman
tag team ladder match. That's what I want to see at WrestleMania with these two in it.
Do you know,
Lash and Nia, actually.
You say that right. Have you noticed on commentary that when they flash up the match graphics for who might be in these number one contenders matches or who are going to want a shot against Rhea and Io, I think Corey Graves said it on this SmackDown, but I've heard it said other times like, oh, the tag team division's on fire right now. That's Triple H speak for, I want you to think it's on fire. So you might not be off the mark there. Like, the roster is there in place for it. It's a good match to justify people's space on the card. And typically it goes to the men. And like, imagine if they gave it to this like freezing, there's a segment on the show later on, good Lord. If they gave it to this freezing cold tag division at the moment compared to the women, it's night and day, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good pitch for WrestleMania.
And then we got Alexa and Charlotte versus Giulia and Kiana James. James starts it off for some reason, thinking it's a good idea to slap Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And shove her, sorry. And then Alexa Bliss just slapped the taste out of her mouth. And the babyfaces are in control right up until Giulia enters the match and hits a drop kick on Alexa Bliss. Celebrates with Kiana James as we go to a break. When we come back, eventually fight to the hot tag for Charlotte Flair. She hits that somersault clothesline she does on Kiana James. It's a crossbody for a near fall. But she goes up top again. Giulia causes a distraction. And James fights back and hits a nice spine buster. Giulia comes in, hits the Arrivederci knee on Charlotte Flair, but Alexa Bliss makes the save. And then the finish sees Kiana James blind tag Giulia to come in, but so does Alexa Bliss to Charlotte Flair. And James runs straight into her sister Abigail for the 1-2-3. Post-match, the real champions, Lash and Nia, show up to kick the race, but not before they push Giulia aside and get into it a bit with her, as I thought they were going to hit like an annihilator on Charlotte Flair, but they were too busy with.
Did you think in this end segment that like Giulia acting like for herself was going to lead to a split with her and Kiana James? Because Kiana was like holding her back, wasn't she? And saying, sorry, I don't want any trouble. Being like the cowardly heel, and Giulia was like, I kick your ass. I was thinking for a second, are we actually getting closer to them two being separated? I've got a couple of conflicting thoughts on this match because there were points where it really wasn't very good and the crowd weren't into it. And I don't have the length to memory, but I want to say it was probably 15 plus.
Went to a break, didn't it? So, yeah.
Too long.
Just waiting for the hot tag to the babyfaces, wasn't it?
Yeah. However, I have been fooled by attire in the past, or I attach more meaning to it, or I attach my own emotional response to attires. Is it just me? Or is like Giulia got a bit more pep in her steps and she started wearing the chaps?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if I've just decided aesthetically to draw a line between like first failed run and fresh start, and I'm trying to like big it up myself, and I'm trying to think, well, you know, like let's see how this one takes because the last one didn't. But I think she's got a bit more energy to her. I think she seems a bit more in it. Maybe it's comfort on the main roster or starting to grow comfort with herself or whatever.
New year, new gear.
Perfect. That's explain that then. New year, new gear. New gear, new me.
New Gear's Eve.
New Gear's evil when it doesn't work properly, when it isn't as very effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's when it, that when it swerve turns you. It's New Gear's evil.
New Gear's evil is probably what AJ Styles said that time his arse ripped out of it. Do you remember? And it was just like, where's your trunks gone?
Where's the trunks gone?
My new gear's evil. Fine match. Over characters in this building, that the good matchmaking. I'd say this SmackDown was a good episode, and I didn't think much of this match, but it wasn't so bad that it influenced my overall feeling of the show. Like, a greater than the sum of its parts TV show is fine by me. Not everything needs to hit for the show to feel good, and the show felt great.
What about greater than the bum of its farts? Is that anything?
Right, let's unpack this. Better we go deeper for the views and listens on this in one of the matches. Greater than the bum of its farts. I am with you.
Has anyone got that on the t-shirt?
The rhyme is excellent, but can we try and make it make sense? Because I want to go deep with this one. So, greater than the bum of its fart. It does still rhyme. I'm laughing as I say it. Is a bum defined quality-wise typically by how many farts it can knock out?
Or the quality of farts.
The potency of the fart.
Yeah.
We need Sidge in this as well. We'll have to bring this up on Raw tomorrow.
Okay.
But like,
Would you say, Sidge, this match was greater than some of its farts or greater than the bum of its farts? Watch his head explode.
And because we've workshopped it here, it'll be fuming that it came up in
our
silly little SmackDown podcast. Great, and I want to know, is that true? Like, is great in the bum of its farts true, or do you need...
Has anyone ever said that before?
was history just made?
Bum, it's farts.
You Googled it. Is it a Google whack? Nobody's ever said it.
Sorry, Google AI has told me greater than the bum of its farts isn't a standard English phrase. Trust me, I know. But it is closely remembers the vulgar French expression péter plus haut que son cul, to fart higher than one's ass.
Like how kicking coverage.
That is someone is overreacting, arrogant, or being tried something that they're not.
punching above their weight. What is it? You've outfarted your ass there. Is that what that is?
Maybe.
It's a SmackDown. Is SmackDown based on the roster?
Fart higher than that is like trying to be all like fancy Dan when you're not actually like
I like that. Farting higher than your ass.
Yeah, but I mean, they're all...
Which would be impossible if you were John Lennon, of course.
Indeed. But yeah, I can't see anything than the... Did you mean greater than the sum of its farts? No, Google. For I am a wordsmith.
SmackDown continues to be great in the bum of its farts, I would say.
Nicholas, you're weirdly quiet on this one. Thoughts? Moving on, we got a promo from... Oh, look, it's Solo Sikoa and the MFTs, baby. Yeah, whatever Bo Dallas said, who cares? He says, Bo, you're absolutely right. This is more than just a lantern. I can see millions of fireflies across the world, and they are now in my possession. Is that how that works? Is he just in control of them?
I think so.
Your legacy is now in my hands. If you want this lantern back, I suggest you put those tag titles on the line. But that's just the beginning, you see. My family's going to take back all the gold. Until then, I'm going to take real good care of this. And he's going to be with me when I take out Damian Priest. Sorry, he does the look up for obviously, for Bray. Yeah. And he is going to be with me when I take out Damian Priest. Bring back the WWE Undisputed title to this family. And he goes,
yeah. It's not just... It was never just a bracelet, and it's not just a lantern. I will die on this hill.
I'm with you.
Nicking stuff in wrestling is cool if the stuff means anything.
Yeah.
I don't get why there's always pushback to this. Maybe I just like a simpler, thicker brand of pro wrestling. Like my wrestling, like I like my soup, yeah? But like, I just don't get the pushback. That lantern, right, for better and worse, and for us, we'd have said worse. We didn't even like the Bray Wyatt character. God rest his soul. Like, we weren't Bray Wyatt guys. We're not really Wyatt Sicks people beyond that initial explainer of why they're here. Like, that lantern was and is a symbol of Bray Wyatt, of what that character was, a very significant, if not the most significant bit of that character's iconography, with which they have said, and like, this is the bollocks you buy in wrestling all the time, is what houses the fireflies that are released the world over when this group enters, when he used to enter, when John Cena hit his move against AJ Styles. That's how much this still means to people, right? So what you are doing is you are milking from the most fertile cow, right, when it comes to the lore of Bray Wyatt by taking this lamp. It's not like they're walking around with his rocking chair on their back from town to town, is it? You know, that'd look stupid. That'd look preposterous. From the first time Solo Sikoa name-checked him, it was a bit like, whoa, what? Like, he's going to be looking down, wondering why you all suck ass when you fight the MFT, right? That was a bit, Christ, so you're ready to go there, aren't you? Now, he's desecrating his legacy by, like, he's not, like, misunderstanding the lore of this. He is willfully abusing it. It'd be one thing if he said, I got your stupid lantern. No, he knows what he's holding.
The power it's got, yeah.
Like, this is meaningful to them. And like, this is, you know, this is their kind of their North Star. And he's got it, and he's taking it for himself.
And do you know what I really liked? We'll talk about this a little bit more later on, obviously. The fact that he didn't just bring out the lantern by himself. He was like, there you go, MFTs, guard this for me.
He's put it on a pedestal.
Yeah.
He's made it all the more meaningful. You saw a teaser of them trying to get it back later on the show, and what that meant. Like, Bernard Hamflet in your house, podcast available, documenting the new generation from the rise from the bus to the boom. The friggin' Undertaker's urn gets nicked once a show. Like, because it was this symbol of what gave him power. And the same can be said about the Wyatts. If it's not quite as, like, magical, they see it as this thing that, like, means all the world to them. It's not that difficult. Like, Punk, he had a dog and his wife's initials on it, or whatever it was. So he cared when he was out and about on the road. I didn't get it then. I don't get it now.
Like, if he smashes that over Uncle Howdy's head, the reaction, like, it shatters.
Yeah. Like,
people would be apoplectic.
This is not friggin' Kushida nicking Cameron Grimes' hat.
Well, that's not, you know.
All right, that was great in the bum of its farts. But I just think this is pro wrestling. I think this is proper stuff.
Yeah.
I refuse to be informed by my biases towards the MFTs on this one. I just think this stands up.
I loved it, and I genuinely was invested later on, and I was like, oh, don't take it back straight away, but we'll get to that.
Calling your shot for the entire old-fashioned WWE Triple Crown on one SmackDown tells you exactly where the MFTs right are now. Like, well, we're going to win that match next week. He's definitely winning that secondary title 100 million %. And I might as well shoot for the moon. Big belt, please. Time for Solo to finish the story. Unbelievable.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Speaking of the big belt, Cody Rhodes comes out to address the universe. Says the word episodic quite a lot early on. I sort of skipped past that bit of this. Then he starts talking about his little podcast. What do you guys want to talk about? That's what it's called, obviously. He wanted to talk about what other people talk about, because he's not just the company's champion, he's your champion, or he was at least. He didn't want spectators, he wanted teammates. But somewhere along the line, maybe he got a little bit comfortable with the episodic. Dairy says even predictable. All the ways which I could lose, all the eventualities I couldn't see, all the ways I could lose, or maybe Drew McIntyre is just that good. And then he said, I could ask myself or ask you, what does Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin have in common with the American Nightmare? We are the only ones who ever went back-to-back at a Royal Rumble, and only one of those names ever won it for a third time, and that's because it's a hell of a feat, an impossible feat. But I love a gamble, love a long shot. In the ever-evolving WWE, we have the best men and women's roster. Sometimes the best superpower you can have is believing in yourself. So here and now, in a city that means a great deal to me, a city I came to and wrestled every week at WhatCulture Pro Wrestling, a huge pub. At least in my house.
Oh my God.
In all of our WhatsApps, it was quite a nice pop, wasn't it? It was, did he work in London for WCPW?
I believe so, yes. Phil was...
fact-checking that.
Yeah.
We'll cut that now so we don't look like we're doing self-suck in the actual review of this promo. That was nice, and it's not the first time. Cody's a worker. Work is going to work. I believe him when he brings it up in such glowing fashion.
Yeah.
It's very nice that he says that.
Him and Drew have very, very fond memories.
Drew had his last match against Cody, didn't he? He'd already re-signed with WWE, but he had that date to honor. WCPW was misunderstood in its own time because the industry was shifting, and I like that history has been kind to the stuff that it was very good at.
Some lovely tweets about WCPW as a result of this over the weekend.
Other than working here, I've got no skin in the game really to defend it. If I thought it was rubbish, I could say so. They were never told how to talk about WCPW or anything like that. But yeah, I think Cody Rhodes shining that light at the particular point at which he was cutting this promo,
followed by a line about saying London deserves a WrestleMania and he wants a Blue Peter badge. Or he's got a Blue Peter badge, sorry.
Tells me that he knows what he thinks
show off.
will go down well with the UK crowds, which makes you realise that he thinks that will go down well, and that it's it was a nice thing that happened. And I'm glad that like some of its biggest ever like stars can say that about it as well.
Yeah. So he gets a really great reaction for this, obviously, and as a result, and not having a rematch clause, he announces, finally he's declaring for the 2026 Royal Rumble, but now what he wants to talk about is Jake Fatu. He talks about meeting him backstage in APW, watched him fight Solo Sikoa, watched him on the come-up.
Did you know when you'd said bum is better than the whole of its parts? Did you say that before?
Better than the bum of its farts.
Better than the bum of its farts. But the other one of that is like there's a word where there's a version of that where there's the word hole in it as well.
Is there?
I think so.
Oh,
the hole is greater than the sum of its parts.
The hole is greater than the bum of its farts.
What have I done?
I think we can retire off this if we make a clothing line or something.
The hole is great. That's 3.
So I read it and be like, and that's all you need.
Yep. There you go.
You get that on a bumper sticker and you are laughing.
A bum per sticker.
Yeah, he says, Jake Fatu, you got the biggest receipt I've ever handed out coming to you. Get your ass down here in your old gas car, or I can beat the brakes off your ass.
Weird one, but I enjoyed it very much. Cody Rhodes is starting to... He's not wrong when he says that it was getting a bit familiar. I remember a period where in last summer, where we were saying, thank God for familiar Cody Rhodes, because he's carrying this show. Thank God that every week opens with Cody Rhodes coming out and just behaving like a top baby face, and, you know, like, no matter who he's feuding with, that's the stuff that's hot. That's the stuff that makes SmackDown worthwhile. But he was able to get across that 52-week-a-year churn without burying himself, or indeed without burying the churn.
Yes.
You know, episodic was a very Cody Rhodesian way of saying, sorry if you were getting bored of me. And by acknowledging that people are getting bored of him, it justifies why the crowd is a bit mixed. It could just be a European tour thing. He's had these reactions the whole tour. He got them in Newcastle. He had them on the 2 SmackDowns that he's worked. But what an interesting thing that might travel back with him to America. I wonder if this 50-50 split is going to carry. We were in person for it in Vegas against John Cena, and you could hear it a bit on at SummerSlam as well. So I wonder if this is the reality of where we're at with Cody Rhodes, but I really like it. I really do like this potential space that Cody Rhodes is going to occupy, because if he does what he said he was going to do and wins that Royal Rumble and becomes the first person since Stone Cold Steve Austin to win it 3 times, and only gets a mixed response for it, what a fascinating road to WrestleMania ahead that is.
Yeah.
Rather than doing it and being like, yeah, I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin for now, which he is in all regular metrics, you know. I did it. I won the Rumble 3 times. Isn't it great, guys? And then half the crowd are like, not really. We're kind of into this guy, we're into this guy. Then that gives Cody all the fodder, doesn't it, to get a little bit more pissed off and a little bit more pissed off. And what does that do to the road to WrestleMania? What does that do to whoever's going to be his opponent? I'm not forecasting the heel turn, but never has there been more stacked up to justify it if and when it comes. I like this. It wasn't perfect, and he did hit 2 panic buttons at once.
3, if you count the Blue Peter badge.
The Blue Peter badge, I do not. But the 2 for me, 2 for me, 3 for the British middle class. But like,
never wanted one.
Never, me neither. No, I was watching Funhouse.
Yeah, twins. That's what I want.
For me, every January with the double traits, gladiators, apprentice trifecta, that's WWE's annual apology for Blue Peter, if you ask me. But nonetheless, the WrestleMania one in particular, he's like, I need them for this story to make sense with Jacob and Drew. I do need a pop up at some point, so I'll get one with that. And he got one.
WCPW Chain Reaction, March 2017. The opening match featured Penta. We also had Viper versus LeRae on this show.
Wow, Secret Hervers collide.
Yeah, and just randomly in the middle of the card, Joe Hendry versus Gabriel Kidd.
Yes, different time for both those wrestlers. That was probably Joe Hendry working as a heel for the Prestige.
Yes,
and Gabe Kidd as the up-and-coming spunky babyface.
He had Prince Amin in his corner,
over in the end, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes, he won the internet title from him.
I think that's the best.
Main event was Cody Rhodes, WCPW internet title.
Yeah.
Defense against Matt Riddle. Oh. These cards are ridiculous.
I think that Gabe Kidd story is maybe the best one WCPW told. Maybe Kirby as well. Kirby winning the belt. One of Phil Chambers' finest hours, that. I put him over for that all the time. Martin Kirby winning the world title in a relatively big venue in the Northeast. I forget where, but it's pro, like best in class pro wrestling production. Really, really good.
Matt Cardona is interviewed ahead of his match with Trick Willie. Talks about how Cody drew himself. They all left WWE to come back and reinvent themselves and become champion. He's not done it yet. He wasn't going to do it here against Trick Williams because he was class. Trick Williams kicks his ass, talks some trash, but he gets hit with a drop kick and a flatliner. Trick gets sent out the ring by a clothesline from Matt Cardona. There's a drop kick to take us to a break. When we come back, we see that during the break, Trick Williams has just battered him, basically. There's an axe kick attempt by Trick that gets caught, and Cardona hits a back suplex. Cardona hits the broski boot and a zigzag for a 2 count. Mm-hmm. And then Williams missed a splash in the corner and is in position for another broski boot, but he rolls to the outside. Cardona catches him with a diving kick, but as Cardona gets on the apron, Williams used the ropes to throw him into the ring. Hits a huge spinning kick to get a 2 count. Williams wants a suplex, that gets countered, but he avoids the Rough Rider, and then, what's that? Like, to keep doing that, he hits a huge pounce to Matt Cardona, trick shot knee, 1, 2, 3. He qualifies for Saturday night's main event.
big night for the trick shot.
Hell yeah.
After he pulled the tights for his first win. I tell you what, like, they've played a blinder, an absolute blinder here, just leaning in as hard as they can with Trick Williams as the heel, because this was a nothing match that Trick Williams, and like Matt Cardona was there, so I'm not going to just like rob the
Yes.
credit from him, but the Trick Williams character had a nothing match and made it something, because this audience, I say this audience, of which I consider myself a part of, already cannot wait to cheer for Trick Williams. Cannot wait for the day his babyface turn comes. And there is loads of like roads still travel with him as a heel. Absolutely loads of it. This just had so little meat on the bone if you watch it with the sound off. But my God, this crowd are living and dying with every step Trick Williams takes. And it's absolutely captivating.
I was genuinely just so happy. It got better and better as the night went on in terms of like what happened in these qualifiers.
Yeah.
I was like, something's got to go wrong here.
Mm-hmm. It was a match that everybody felt like they knew the result over, but wanted it to play out nonetheless. Like, you might have had a riot on your hands if Cardona won this. And I'm not saying people are like giving Trick Williams and Austin and Rock response, but the swelling affection for loving to hate this character is such that now, like, I would say he's the outside shot of the Saturday Night's main event.
Don't pin him.
God no, and give him the best near fall in it as well, because fans.
He's going to be amazing in the Rumble as well.
He already feels like, maybe this is just, us projecting a real love of Trick Williams from being in the trenches with him in NXT for quite a few years, but I just feel like he has instantly become a wrestler that you would buy a ticket to see.
Yes.
You know how he's been like a feature of very privileged like opportunities to go and watch Stand and Deliver over WrestleMania weekend in person. Trick's been a fixture, isn't he?
Yeah.
A trickster. And and now I'll miss him from that card, that Saturday morning NXT vibe. But
I'm not going to swear, I'm being good.
But as a result, I need him on the WrestleMania show.
Yes.
I like to not get to sing What That
Or he can host, that'd be class as well.
Also great. Yeah.
I want him to wrestle more, but
yeah,
we can only get that.
Trick Mello for the US title.
Yeah, go gambling with us. Come on, mate. Cheer it's a firecracker game, pal. Come on. And just when I thought this couldn't get any better, a bit like the main event, actually. Kid. Oh. I'm just a toxic kid. Toxic kid. Dances down. Woo! Go.
Gear's better. He's got like 4 necklaces now. Getting more jacked. He's slicking his hair down. And Kit Wilson. Like, it pops out the ears.
Yeah. And then, like, I genuinely got a bit disappointed because he walked down and he walked past Matt Cardona. I was like, oh, don't just go in there and go, oh, no, I'm an idiot. Doubles back, sends him into the steel steps. Toxic! That was the end of the segment. And then, sorry, he went, toxic! The music started playing. Kids.
Watch this beatdown of Matt Cardona. Please watch it. Do not sleep on this, because this Kit Wilson thing could go either way. We were, I believe, justifiably very negative of the introduction of this character. Have flipped all the way, baby, as we're prone to do when something's hot for 5 seconds. Yep. This was Kevin Owens putting the boot in on poor friggin' Alex Riley on NXT while he's running out. He's like, I'll get one in here, mate. Like,
who said was that Show said he laughed so hard he broke a chair?
Yeah. That's that. For those that haven't seen it, it's NXT. Raging Cajun Riley was back, albeit very briefly. Kevin Owens was the heel world champion on NXT, but just couldn't resist a pop when he saw one, and he's bailing. I think it's Finn Balor comes out to maybe chase him off. So he runs out, he's got his belt in his hand, but like Alex Riley selling from the match by the barricade, by the audience, help me. And I was just like, oh dear, stick a dig in as he's running away. This is Kit Wilson doing the opposite because he's walking to the ring. But that music drop, wrestling isn't funny. WWE isn't funny very often. That was funny. Whoever came up, like,
you toxic, you disgusting toxic.
And how smart, by the way, if there was ever going to be I think buildings are going to come up for this Kit Wilson character, but if there was going to be one right now, it's going to be in the UK, right, in London. He's from London, isn't he, I think?
Yeah.
So the whole building's with him, love him, right? Of all the nights for them to do Jacob's Crackers, and he's just taking out everybody.
Yeah.
And you want to get booed for that. This was perfect.
Yeah, immediately after this, there was a Damian Priest promo saying, I'll fight all the MFTs if I have to get past Solo Sikoa sort of
Good
thing.
luck.
And he said, there's a problem. I'm the solution. Need leadership and he needed his leadership as a tonic for the toxic masculinity problem. And then Jacob Fatu just jumped him, hit a moonsault and grabbed a mic and called out Cody, basically, telling him to bring his punk ass out to the ring right now. Out does come Cody, straight to the ring. They brawl. Security as well as SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is, have to separate the two, and that is set for Saturday night's main event. Maybe part of the reason why they're not mentioning the Rumble is this Saturday night's main event is stacked.
Huge match.
Sorry, women's tag titles, Rhodes versus Fatu, and just a small matter of who's going to fight for the title at the Rumble.
Like
is Saturday night's main event good now?
The triumph or the absolute devastation of Sami Zayn in Montreal. That's like the story of that match as well, isn't it?
I
Like,
have to watch this one live.
maybe like it's not an excuse.
What time is it in Canada?
It's going to be a 1 a.m. start, I'm afraid. Yeah. It's not an excuse for the Rumble not being built enough. It's really not, and nor am I. Far be it for me to make excuses for the Fed.
I will.
But it is quite a tasty-looking card, this one already, and they'll probably stick 2 more things on it as well. This was brilliant. This was end-to-end brilliant. Kit Wilson's arrival, the Matt Cardona bit, the Jacob Fatu bit. Cody Rhodes remembering being in those production meetings, those first Dynamites, and somebody flagging up the question, what's stopping me? And when Dynamite just completely eradicated the invisible wall for a bit, and it was always...
Yeah, why would Cody call out Jacob, and then when Jacob's out there going, all right, let's have a fight then, why would he go, like, good point, probably wait till...
I didn't like the Cody Babyface thing, because I thought he was a bit... Partly because I didn't like the fact that the Fed actually had rap competition. But fine, they believe that. They always do. Competition always blows it. You come at the recognised symbol of excellence in sports entertainment, you best not miss, and everyone always misses. What's that about? But that babyface character, like, I didn't like, because it was like, you can't be rich and handsome and funny and the best. I never like it when a babyface... But that particular week, I was completely wrong, because it was over as balls when he used MJF's
scarf,
punch. It was like a door... Like, isn't going to stop me if I'm full of rage and full of hell and wanting to beat you
Especially
up.
if it's made out of glass.
Yeah, often it's ropes. Like, oh, if only I could step through these ropes that we step through 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Like, so this was brilliant. He just comes out and he's not in his suit anymore. So as soon as he's finished cutting his promo, the psychology is, right, I'm going to get changed for a fight just in case one comes my way.
Yeah.
And he's there for it. Loved it. Good, really good pull apart as well. Super effective.
Then we got another number 1 contenders qualifier match for Saturday night's main event. It was Solo Sikoa and the MFTs and his lantern versus Damian Priest.
Knew it. As soon as I saw that on a house show, I was like, well, that's on TV yesterday. Like, perfect.
Early on, Priest hit a super kick to send Solo out of the ring, goes to do that running attack and runs at a wall of MFT.
Great.
He didn't bother to try and clear it, obviously, but Solo recovers. And then he's getting back in the ring and takes the rev. Tama Tonga just hit a diving clothesline. Oh, class. I think these lads should win everything, actually. Yeah. When we come back from the break, Solo hits a running hip attack in the corner. He's like, quite enjoyed that. Wouldn't mind doing that again. But as he gets to do it again, or goes to do it again, spin kick from Damian Priest puts him down. Solo wants a Samoan drop, but that gets countered. Priest hit a flatliner for a near fall. Priest went up top, so taller Tonga trips him, and then's like...
He's checking his watch.
Huh? What's the...
Checking the time.
And the referee kicks out Taller Tonga because of all that. Priest recovers and hits Solo with a razor's edge for a 2 count. Priest gets Solo up or gets ready to hit him with South of Heaven. But here come the MFTs, and that allows Solo to hit the spinning Solo and a dive from the top. But again, can only get a 2 count. And then Wyatt Sicks pop up. No Eric Rowan. Hope everything's all right there. But regardless, the Wyatts brawl with the MFTs at ringside. Uncle Howdy spies the lantern. But Solo Sikoa chucks that old twat into the steel steps. Grabs the lantern. He's like, oh, thank God I've still got this. Solo, mate, there's still a match going on. Turns around. South of Heaven chokeslam. Damian Priest obviously qualifies for Saturday night's main event. And then I was like, oh, no. Howdy's got back up and he's got the lantern. Surprise, mother flipper. Taller Tonga's back with a huge big boot to save Solo and the lantern.
I also thought, I hope Rowan's all right, but they arranged the numbers perfectly, didn't they? For not only the Wyatts arriving without him, but then Taller being left over.
It makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm assuming...
Not if you're the Wyatt Sicks. Do you want to bring the biggest, hardest one? Probably not. Don't need to bother with him.
They'll have to do some sort of worked explanation of where he was, presumably. but it did free up Tolakon getting thrown out earlier on. Right. The MFTs and good matches aren't always in the same sentence, and nor do I care.
Yeah.
Was this quite good?
Yeah.
Like, Solo Sikoa was in the mood. Damian Priest's kicks looked quality. Like, he was booting his head off at one point.
I think the Brits are a bit fans of Damian Priest. I think
Yeah.
a bit of us that...
I was certain that Solo was going to lose.
Yeah.
The Wyatts needed to get their revenge this week because we needed to turn the heat up on what we assumed was going to be the tag title match set up for next week, which it was. But, like, Solo hitting the splash got a bit of a... when you're looking for the interference, where are they? Like, there's nobody to stop it. Like, for a second, I thought they might just do it because he tried to speak it into
I thought the
existence.
lights were going to go out as he hit the splash or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, don't count.
I thought this was really well worked.
Yeah.
I don't know if Solo was just fired up by, again, they do these tours. They've got like slightly hotter crowds to work in front of when like American crowds. To be absolutely fair to them, like I don't expect them to come up for the MFTs every week. I do get that. Like, but the UK fans were a more discerning bunch, so that's why we like the MFTs. But there was just good heat for this as well.
I can say from experience, I know that Solo enjoys playing certain roles in like house shows because I was lucky enough to be there in Leeds, I think it was.
Yeah.
When Mark Henry took us backstage, and I was just like, just looking. I'm just looking at stuff.
You got to commit it to there, haven't you?
Yeah. And I watched him. It was him and the Usos, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like him and the MFTs versus the Usos, and he threatened to leave if they kept yeeting. Guess what happened? And then they like go to leave, and then the Usos come back and beat him up and chuck him in, and then the match actually happens. I can't remember what happened in the actual match.
Who cares?
But like they came back through, and he was like, "I think we can leave it even longer." I'm just like, you eat one more time, and I'm gone.
Slow it down.
Exactly, and you could just tell he was just like, just fun in it.
Because he did that in the corner, didn't he, before he went for his second running splash? He just he proper Solo faced it, didn't he? So he was there for a good couple of minutes. The Netflix advert, boo, 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 Solo Sikoa. Come back, he's
Solo's face.
He's just soloing out in the corner. Brilliant. Loved it.
Then we got the backstage confrontation between Sami and Drew, where Drew hit him with the data of 11 wins. You know what? That's good stuff, that, innit?
It is, isn't it? 12th times the charm. Honestly, man, I'm working myself into Gunther versus Sami for the belt at Mania here. Like, there's a Royal Rumble.
Like if Gunther won the Rumble the one year that no one actually paid any attention to him being in the Rumble.
Yeah. There's a Rumble that could dictate this entire...
Weird dynamic as well, because anyone booking Sami versus Gunther in any other year would be like, obviously Sami, the Royal Rumble winner, challenges Gunther the champion, not the other way round.
Yeah. But, like, Sami getting it done, and then Gunther being like, I'm not losing one of you bloodline creeps for the second year in a row at WrestleMania, and actually just seeing it through.
Yeah.
And getting his WrestleMania win back over Sami. It doesn't need to be the main event of either night, so the heel can go over.
So you get a Rhea and Io maybe as another one.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm starting to...
And then what would you do for the other belt? Just off the top of your head, probably.
Well, CM Punk...
Cody would have to be in it, wouldn't he? He's
probably.
QB.
He's finished all of his main stories, so he might want to write a new one, mightn't he?
Mm.
Like he's never had a... Well, actually had a token title or two, because he beat Sammy Guevara on Christmas Day for that TNT title one time. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, nobody knew what the hell they were doing.
It was it 4 years ago today? Does that make sense? 3 years ago today? 4 years ago today.
Or
I think it was today.
5-star match with Sammy Guevara.
No. The promo. The wild old promo. What are you talking about, Cody, pal?
How did he start that promo?
What are you guys want to talk about? Obviously. Following that, we had the US title open challenge. Who could it be versus Carmelo Hayes?
It's Leon Slater.
Oh my god.
It's WWE's Leon Slater.
Yeah, let's read the match and then come back to why this is excellent.
Yeah, TNA X Division champion. Who could have seen this coming? Quite a few. Everyone except TNA, apparently. Yeah.
That hat guy, the red hat guy that randomly rocked up at Impact, having been a bit AWOL from wrestling shows for years, that makes all the signs. Do you think he just shipped them all to this building because there was bloody loads of them that went boo? So people were ready.
I was worried because it like flashed up and you sort of like his name came up. And like everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the way they've got that low stage now, isn't it? Where, well, it's not even a stage, it's just a floor.
Yeah.
So people couldn't see him until they could.
Great reaction for him. And my word, did he deliver. Very good early acrobatics between the two of them. Slater hit a springboard clothesline. Oh, no, got hit with a springboard clothesline by Melo early on. But he fights back with a handspring back elbow and a big dive to the outside. Also gets a near fall off a high crossbody. And they go to a commercial break. When we come back, they're like, oh, yeah, just in case you missed it, during the break there was a springboard Spanish fly, so keep up. They both get to their feet. They exchange chops and strikes and what have you. Was this the bit where, it might have been earlier, where Slater hit a chop and was like impressed by his own hand?
I think that was earlier on, wasn't it? Yeah.
Hayes avoided a sweeping kick from Slater, hits La Mystica, lifting suplex cutter, great 2 count. He wants the first 48, but Slater counters that into a single leg crab. Yeah, he starts targeting the legs of Melo at this point. He gets out of that, but Slater hits him with a side kick. They fight on the apron. There's an amazing bit where I think Melo goes to like lean through the ropes to get him, and Leon Slater just jumps and hit a leaping leg drop across the back of his neck.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful,
horrible, but yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah. They exchange the 1-2 pins. Slater hit a Hurricane Rana for a near fall. Hayes gets sent over the apron, and I'm like, here we go. And yeah, Slater does that incredible. I mean, it's him and Javon, basically, isn't it, doing that? The dive over a ring post to the outside.
It's the best. People diving over the post, like Taka Michinoku, Esse Rios. These people leave legacies.
Yes.
Diving over the post is badass.
Slater wanted gets Hayes back in the ring, wants the 450 swanton, but misses. But he lands fine, turns around, first 48, great near fall, great kick out. Hayes goes up top, Slater meets him up there, they're battling. He wants a superplex, but Carmelo Hayes recovers and hits an avalanche cutter to get the 1-2-3.
I mean, this is just absolutely dream stuff unless you're in any way associated with TNA wrestling, isn't it? Like, I didn't think this was the match of the year or anything, but I thought it was a very good night for both men. Leon Slater, no, Carmelo Hayes first, actually. Carmelo Hayes will probably not receive too many of the plaudits here for obvious reasons, but already I think we can, like, mark this babyface run of his. So from before he won the title to his current run as the best it's been for him.
Yeah.
It was this version of Carmelo Hayes I thought would never take, because they tried this with him as the NXT champion. It was pretty boring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Remember? The matches just weren't there. And it couldn't be more the opposite this time around. Like, he has taken this belt that through, 8-9 months of Sami Zayn and Ilja Dragunov has become the absolutely no exceptions work rate belt. You cannot have a boring match with this title.
No.
Otherwise, expect it to be taken off you, because that's the expectation now that they have set for anyone that's buying a ticket to SmackDown. You're not going to get, like, necessarily an all-timer classic, but you will get an excellent piece of business for your SmackDown ticket because the US title is going to be on the line. So there's the bar. Carmelo Hayes is above that every single week in a spot as a babyface that, had it not been for The Miz, hoorah, he may have never been positioned for. So shout out Mike Mizanin as always for that. Now, on to Leon Slater, because it feels like, I'm assuming based on social media, I'm probably the last person to have all these takes, so I apologise if this just sounds like regurgitated stuff at this point. A nightmare for TNA for this to be as good, but one completely of their own doing, right? What's the phrase? You sleep with the devil, you get a horn in your ass. I don't know. Like, they
sounds about right.
Got into bed with WWE and this was destined to occur, and there's probably going to be worse cases of this. There probably already has been worse cases of this. But on this particular week, did this feel any more like a worst case scenario?
Very funny.
Like, he was in the UK in front of an audience that felt familiar with him, or a bare minimum were just thrilled that one of their own was having this great night. We joked about this in the Raw. I was fantasy booking, like, how his next 6 months are going to go. Like, and then you pointed out, you was like, you realise he still works TNA. I don't care, like, because he made, like, borrowed time City Jones. This was the same with Joe Hendry last year. It's not even the first time it's happened to TNA. The few things that WWE...
Slater's in the Rumble.
The few
Slater
things
and Javon,
they have liked, they've gone, we'll take that, thanks very much. And, like, this was 24 hours after we ripped the piss out of a TNA show that lost their Lee and Slater match, and Dreamer and Delirious and anybody else with any power there looked upon up and down that roster and thought, oh, we don't have anything that can replace this. And then on SmackDown, they were proven right. It's not a good thing. Like, that was They replaced it with nothing, right? And it was rightfully lambasted for not getting replaced with anything. And then you watch it, match, like, oh, they didn't have anything. Up and down that roster, they had nothing that could top this. Double nightmare. Double babble. Leon Slater was great. He is, in some respects, leagues above his peers in this WWE setup, because we pointed this out in the Obafemi match from NXT a couple of weeks ago. There is a man that has lived outside the system, and it shows. Like, he is not in his head about, these are quite complex sequences of spots, but Leon Slater's job as a wrestler that wrestles like that is to not make you feel like that. And there is a man gasping for every last breath as he struggles between his next absolute eye-popping move. Like, it's like, well, you don't have the energy to jump over the post, so you're not going to jump, oh my God, he just jumped over the post. Like, that's that reaction over and over again with the Leon Slater. Sky's the limit.
I was going to say I'm conflicted, because I was like, well, you've just lost Javon Evans to the main roster, so there you go, put Leon Slater in NXT. Well, don't mess about. He's on the main roster now.
Yeah.
Straight in.
Skip that step.
Yeah.
Like, let Brian Alvarez be the one that gets credit for this, because it was him that was saying it, I think, around Javon Evans last year, but he's really tapped into what a lot of us, I think, were feeling before we'd fully been able to articulate it. Get away with this bollocks about wrestler prime only being in your mid to late 30s. Get away with your needing to, like, do your reps or whatever. If the time for a wrestler is now, the age shouldn't make a difference and shouldn't matter. The time for him is now.
And then we see after this match, Shinsuke Nakamura's been watching. Tama says, you had your chance. It's my time, pal. I know we've got a history in New Japan, but stay out of my way.
And great, right?
Nakamura fired back in Japanese. They just looked at each other.
This match is going to happen to set up Tama probably finally getting the shot and presumably dethroning. He's got to do it, right? The MFTs, the weird thing is that Solo says a thing and it happens. So give it time and he'll be the undisputed champion. But that's how it's gone so far. Yeah. Tama Tonga will win the United States title, but to my prior point, then the quality expectation is there. So Tama's got to deliver.
You don't have to do an open challenge.
Good point. Yeah, take it away, be a heel. Leaves it to a good bit. That way we always win.
Yeah. Gargano and Candice are walking backstage. This is genius, because he was confronted by Axiom, and then, oh, my eyes, I'm seeing double. 2 Axioms. But swerve after Gargano got chinned by one of the Axioms. It wasn't Axiom. Sorry, I should have really done this with the old... Nerd! But one of the Axioms was, in fact, Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
Amazing.
I like...
They got the match this week.
I like SmackDown right now. Sack Road Dogg, right? Or sack Michael Hayes, or sack God if God booked this, right? I know his direct line with Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
Sack them. This was the umpteenth diabolical week for this story, right? Number one, it's about a mask, right? Reclaiming a mask. And this is where I'm going to try and, like, not A, expose myself as a hypocrite, but B, try and explain away why a mask is different from a lantern.
Do me a favour while you're doing that as well. Just bear in mind you got 10 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. I'll keep it brief. That mask in Candice LeRae's hand, they could have just got that back, right? The story has been predicated of late on, well, we can get a second mask and then fool you. So the first mask is not of great importance, is it?
That mask is sacred.
They've not mentioned it once. This is the opposite of the lantern. This is the upside down version of the lantern story.
We're getting a mask versus hair match, and it's all going to be worth it.
I hope you're right, man.
Well, we're getting Nathan Fraser versus Gargano this week.
Awful geek loser stuff. And then Nathan Fraser's got this. Why is he not a heel? I know Sidge is always like CM Punk needs to turn heel. I was like, well, I don't know. He's kind of mega massively popular. Nobody in England's
because you hate him.
Yeah, Nathan Fraser's pop. It was me all along. Where's your pop? Like you're in London, mate.
Got pop in the Wilbourn now, so let me tell you. I was like, wait a second. Has Axiom managed to clone himself? Oh no, Nathan Fraser. That makes more sense.
Two Axioms.
Thanks, Axiom. Chelsea Green versus Jordynne Grace with Jade Cargill at ringside. I'm not a lot to say about this, and we're running out of time. I'll just say Jordynne Grace completely manhandled her, except for one point when Alba Fyre got involved, and it really popped me when she hit like a slam. Nothing like, not a finish, just a slam on Jordynne Grace. Finally got some offense in, went for the pin, the ref countered it. She turned around and went, 1! Like that.
Yeah, that was good.
Jordynne Grace won with the direct effect, got the 1, 2, 3, called out Jade Cargill basically, said, come on. I'm glad you're here to watch me and watch me.
That's
And then Chelsea Green tried to jump Jordynne Grace and knock Jade Cargill over, effectively handing the title to Jordynne Grace.
I was watching this with the kids. Chelsea Green popped them twice, once with that post-match beatdown and again with that one. Like a belly laugh from Charlie went, one? Like, I just think how incredulous she was. Nothing more to add to the match because it was just that list of moves you read out. I'm conscious we're against time. Jordynne Grace, it's not where it was. And they've got a job on there. Don't take this as read that she's just over and that match is big and that match is cool. But you need to work on this character a bit.
I saw people bemoaning like, oh, they've made her pull back a little bit on the moves. Is that because they're saving it for like, now she's got to face Jade Cargill or a Bianca Belair or someone comparable, then she's going to start breaking out? Or are you concerned that that's what they're just watering her down a bit?
A bit of both. I could see them saving stuff, but they're basically sending Jordynne Grace out now like she was in the 2024 Royal Rumble. We're 2 years on from that and a pretty bad year in NXT. That her reputation, like her overness and her aura has taken a bit of a hammering.
I mean, she's no JC Jane, let's be honest.
Who is?
Before we get to the main event, I just want to mention this backstage interview with Trick Williams because it was class. He says he's putting everyone on notice to all those bums, bobbleheads, and bootlickers. Trick Williams is that dog. He looks like money. He feels like money because Trick Williams is money. He's going to send a special shout out to Randy Orton and Damian Priest. Congratulations, you've officially got a match for the future of this business. Let's talk about it. But it's Saturday night's main event. He's going to whoop their ass. Damian Priest came in and challenged him to a match on SmackDown.
You see there was lemon pepper steppers signs in the crowd as well.
Yep.
He's already over. All the way over.
Like, I don't have to watch SmackDown this week because we'll be reviewing Saturday night's main event next Monday.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to watch this.
Yeah. I'm going to watch all 3 hours every last
I'm going to watch all 3 hours. Then we got the final number one contenders qualifying match. It was Sami Zayn, come on, versus Ilja Dragunov. They batted each other really hard early on in this match. They trade some German suplexes. Dragunov gets the best of it. Zayn, though, gets up, intercepts Ilja up top. Zayn hit a superplex as we go to a break. When we come back for the final run of the show, Zayn again tries to go to the top rope. Dragunov, who's been busted open.
Oh my God.
No idea how, but good. Keep doing
legit,
that.
Didn't it?
Yeah.
Just a claggy
Kept
bit.
wiping it away, didn't he? Every moment he got. But Zayn gets Dragunov with a sunset flip powerbomb to get a 2 count. Dragunov countered a Blue Thunder powerbomb into a Constantine special, and then heads up top and hits a missile dropkick on Sami Zayn for 2. Dragunov sets up for the H-bomb. This is such a good late kick. As he's jumping, suddenly Zayn gets his leg up.
But like took all it. Look,
Yeah,
grim, didn't
Dragunov
it?
would have loved that.
Oh, yeah.
Hits an exploder in the
Keep that
corner.
one for later. The UK's still got that bongo ban.
Dragunov comes back, starts hitting those running clotheslines, and you're like, very nice. I can see where this is heading. Sami Zayn's going to eat one and follow him into the opposite corner and hit a loop kick. Not Ilja Dragunov. He ain't no dumbass.
Nope.
Zayn gets dropped again. But where are we? Where am I? Oh, there we go. They fight on the apron. Dragunov hit a torpedo Moscow. What are you doing on
Class.
the apron? They crash to the outside. Dragunov hits a powerbomb as they head back in, but as he goes for a senton, Sami Zayn knees him in the back of the neck. Okay, until the decapitation it is. Exploded suplex into the corner, haluva kick, 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn stands tall to close out SmackDown, except no, he doesn't. He gets battered by Trick Williams, the future of this goddamn business, who hits him with a trick shot.
So good in that you didn't need to do it, the Trick Williams post-match beatdown. You could have gone off the air with Sami Zayn as the winner and he's in
Fans
the match.
happy.
Yeah. They really are committed to Trick Williams, and why would you not be right now? Again, this is what feels the theme of every podcast I'm on at the moment. It might not work, try it anyway. Like, how far can you go with a Trick Williams? You know, how much can you push Javon Evans? Like, what's Obafemi going to do when he finally arrives? Let's just actually
Oh, my word.
let's just actually see.
Should Tony D'Angelo be the WWE champion? All those questions need to be answered.
They're all questions. Like, I just think that this is how it should feel when somebody gets called up who is, making a bit of a name for themselves. On the match, I love the stuff on the apron, by the way, teasing you and calling back to and thus reminding you when they did that, like, sick brainbuster spot, because I'd somehow, to my shame, forgotten that. And then when they were kind of teasing it out again, it's just sick. Just that leering kid that Dragunov presumably tells all his opponents because it's stuff that he knows kind of gets him more over.
Hit
as
me
a result.
harder.
Dragunov, I still sense might be turning heel.
Yeah.
I think you
still
can
think that.
definitely getting that, like, the...
He's tried to be the best version of himself as a babyface, and it's not worked.
And he would be, like, Mello would be right in saying, well, sorry, mate, like, back of the line, you kind of, like, called me worse for having this mid-card title because you were going for your big fancy Dan belt, and now you've lost. So it's not just as easy as getting your shot. Like, you probably will have one, and that defeat will be the, I don't know where to go now, I'm going to have to start being vile. So a good night for him in ring in that regard, if that's the story they're telling with him. I do worry about him getting a bit lost if he doesn't turn. So I kind of hope this sort of work and this graft is rewarded.
Genuinely just like childlike happy that Sami Zayn's in this match. I know he's a long way off still from the WWE title, but considering where we were at the start of this year, you're telling me there's a chance.
He's saying it and he's making good on it, which is important because it was becoming a bit of a worry that he was just simply trying to speak it into existence.
Imagine if Sami wins the title in his first defense against Trick, though.
Okay, yeah. When are we doing that? When can I have that?
Elimination Chamber.
All right, yep, done. Book it right down. Like, let's have that. That's one thing taken care of. Tick. Like,
Paul, we're doing a job for you, mate.
That show will then be, what was it? The bum is greater than the whole of its farts.
No. The whole is greater than the bum of its farts.
We've always said that.
Yeah, everybody says it. No, we said it, actually. No one else said it. We said it first.
Right, yeah. Then Sports Illustrated can have it. Then Bleacher, yeah.
Bleacher? Okay. Let us know your thoughts.
Not Death Riders.
On SmackDown. In the comment section below, or on X, at WhatCulture WWE, where you can follow all three of us. Sort of, you can follow Michael Hamflet at...
Michael Hamflet on Cameo, hamfletx@gmail.com.
Follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas, at...
It's Adam Nicholas.
And you can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. But for now, this has been the SmackDown review, where we talked all about some huge Saturday night's main event qualifiers. Carmelo Hayes versus Leon Slater. Jacob Fatu causing chaos. Matt Cardona's toxic. And a What Culture shout out from Cody Rhodes.
The SmackDown review. It's got all this, and I really, after all of that, should have thought of something more.
I'll see you soon.